Hi, this is Mr. Wedge, and today we're going to draw a building using lines and shapes. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my name on the back of a paper, and I'm just going to draw this with a pencil, but you could use a pen or a marker or whatever you have. And first thing we need to do is draw the ground, something that we're going to build on. So right at the bottom I'm going to do a horizontal line all the way across, and that's where I'll draw my building. And the next step is I will draw some shapes for the walls. So maybe you have a wall that's like this. It's just a rectangle. So up, over, down, and that wall is done. But maybe there's a shorter wall like this. Maybe it's just a little shorter. But if walls can be short, they can be really tall too, and that's called a tower. And this line's already drawn, so maybe I could just start here and go way up high in the sky, over a little bit, and then down like this. So we've just made some walls just using shapes. Now that I have that, I can start to add some roofs. And roofs can come in all different shapes and sizes. So usually if you have a roof that looks like a triangle, that's really good for the rainwater and the snow to just go off so it doesn't just pile up on top. You could have a flat roof, but I'm going to put a tall, pointy gable roof on this shape. Almost looks like a giant pencil. Some roofs are round though. And if it's a round roof, like half of a ball, that's got a special name. It's called a dome, D-O-M-E. So maybe there's a dome right here, half of a circle. And some roofs look really cool. They're really interesting. You could even come up with your own. Maybe they kind of stick out like this, so we don't get rained on if we're standing next to the building. And then it curves up like this. Curves up like this, and then we can connect our lines with a straight line, and then we've got that kind of roof. I wouldn't even know what you call that. A mansard roof maybe? Alright, what are some other parts? Can you think of other parts that our building might have? How can we get in this building? A door. So to draw a door, we could just make a little rectangle with a little circle for a doorknob. And there's a door. Or we could make a really big, fancy door that splits in two, so we have two doors we could open, and maybe we do little rectangles for handles. Maybe you've seen that on a store or something. What else do we need on this building? If we were inside it, how could we see out of it? Windows. We need some windows. And windows could be squares, they could be rectangles, they could be circles, they could be pointy on top. What else? Can you think of anything else? We split this door in half. Maybe we have a window that's split in half, and then we can open it up. Kind of like a book. Like a book opens up. What else? You could put a plus sign in your windows. Like that. The window panes, and now you've got the frame and the inside. You could put a line in between. That's called a double hung window, and then you could slide this bottom part up. Get some fresh air. You could even make a crazy window. People might not know that that's a window though. It doesn't really look like a window. But here's a trick. If you put another line around it, going the same direction, it'll look like a frame. And you could do this on all your windows and all your doors. And then it would look more like windows and doors. A frame. Just draw straight lines around it. What else could we do? if we had a fireplace on the inside of our building or a heater or something, we could have a chimney where the hot air and the smoke go out. And a chimney is just 2 lines up and flat on top. And if you want, because you're using your imagination, you could draw like the smoke coming out with just bumpy lines like this. And if I do 2, if this goes the other way, and I had it go right off the paper, then you can draw something that looks like smoke coming out of the chimney. What else could we do? What about bricks? What if we want to draw bricks? I'm going to zoom in and this wall, I'm going to make it look like bricks. So I'm going to do lots of horizontal lines. Horizontal means flat like this. This is vertical. This is horizontal. And this is diagonal. We used lots of diagonal lines when we drew this crazy window. But now I'm using horizontal lines because I'm doing rows and rows of bricks. And if you want to draw wood on the side, that's called siding. People use wood, or they use vinyl, or they use aluminum to make siding on the side of their house. That's like, it's almost like the skin of the house and it protects it. You could just stop there if you want to do it because it already looks like siding. But I'm going to do bricks. So now I'm going to draw lots of little vertical lines in between my horizontal lines. But instead of just drawing them all the way down, straight down through all of them, I'm going to go in between them on the next row. And that's what makes it look like bricks or stones. So if this one is in between that, that's how I'm going to draw the next one. It's a pattern. And it just goes over and over and over. So this one will be that one because it skips every other one. So, and you could draw it like that. You could just skip them all the way down like that. But I like to go across, just make sure I line them up. But that's how you could draw bricks. And I'll just do this real quick and finish up this wall. There we go. It looks cool. It's a cool pattern. It's really strong too. And you could do that on all your walls, or you could do siding on some, or you could just leave them blank. But anything that you can think of to add to your house, go ahead and add it, but use lines and shapes. And patterns are good too. So like another pattern might be steps if we want to add steps over here. And that's just over, down, over, down, over, down, over, down. And now there's stairs going up. You can draw it that way. If I had a door here and it was way up off the ground, I could draw stairs leading up to it. I would just draw a bunch of lines that got a little farther apart each time. A bunch of rectangles that get a little farther apart every time. And then it looks like stairs going up. Oops, doorknob. There we go. That's a cool house. You could put patterns in your roof too. Like this. I'm just drawing bumpy lines like we did with our smoke from our chimney. Almost looks like fish scales. That's like old stone shingles used to look like that. You could also do this pattern in the roof too, and then it'll look like shingles. Sometimes with a dome, you'll see it's split up into sections. So I'm drawing curved lines like this, and that can help it make it look more round too. So here's a cool crazy house I made using just lines and shapes. So give it a try, and all you need to do is get a paper and something to draw with. And don't forget to put your name on the back. Work hard, have fun.